Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here, or at least for returning. I got a bit of backlash on yesterday's video, but I stand by it, and that is it. No more discussion about it. I'm entitled to my feelings and opinion, just like anyone else. We are here to talk about the royals and the Harkles, and as it is my channel, I sometimes give you a tiny glimpse into my life with Dragon Man and my pets. So let's get on with it. The big controversy at the moment is the clip of Thomas Markle Jr. from a live where he says that Trevor Ingleson said Meghan had a hysterectomy. He said, Google it, so I did. There is an entire stream on Quora about it, and some posts in a few dodgy online magazines, on Facebook, on Medium, etc., etc. Not exactly what I would call reliable sources. I even found an article which states that Thomas Markle Sr. said he can vaguely recall Meghan having had the procedure in her late 20s. As a YouTube creator, I cannot tell you for certain what is true and what is not true. I tried to contact Tom Jr. yesterday, but he has not responded yet. I want to ask him where he got his information, because if he got it off Quora or Facebook or one of those dodgy online magazines, then we are back to square one and know nothing. However, if he got it directly from Trevor Ingleson or from his father, then we are getting somewhere. Anyway, before I carry on, I believe it was Tom Jr.'s birthday yesterday, the 17th. So happy birthday to him. Well, of course, we would want the truth because that is what we always wanted. We wanted Harry and Meghan and the royal family to respect us and tell the truth. Unfortunately, they chose not to. And because they made that decision, we are now inundated with speculations and mystery. And after more than 5 years, none of it, not even what we saw or what we thought we saw with our own eyes, will hold up in a court of law. And that is the standard by which we need to measure whether we can force the royal family and or Harry and Meghan to admit the truth, whatever the truth is. However, having said that, there are certain rules and prerequisites for anyone to be in the British line of succession. And in simple terms, those used to be descent, sex, legitimacy, and religion. In 2013, 2 years after the Queen's original letters patent in 2011, it was accepted by Parliament that sex no longer played a role and replaced it with order of birth. And I think it took effect in 2015. So Charlotte took her place as the second born instead of having to fall back one place for her brother Louis. So it is now actually even simpler. Of course, descent means the direct blood descendants of the monarch, his children and or grandchildren. Religion, in the past, someone in the line of succession could not marry a Catholic, like Prince Michael, for instance. He lost his place in the line of succession when he got married. The Queen amended that rule, and as I said, it took effect in 2015, and Prince Michael was given back his position in the line of succession. However, the monarch and his direct descendants still have to be in communion with the Church of England, because as monarch, they also become the head of the Church of England. Now comes the contentious issue, which may or may not affect Harry and Meghan's children, and that is legitimacy. The Bill of Rights and Act of Settlement still govern succession to the throne, with the added amendment of 2013, and that's of course the Succession to the Crown Act 2013 regarding the gender and marriage, like I just discussed. The Act of Settlement 1701 clearly states that, and I quote, Protestant heirs of the body of Sophia Electress of Hanover are eligible to succeed to the throne unless otherwise disqualified. The meaning of the words heir of the body is determined by the common law rules whereby children born out of wedlock and adopted children are not eligible to succeed. Illegitimate children whose parents subsequently marry are legitimated, but remain ineligible to be in the line of succession. Now in England, even if both intended parents in a surrogacy agreement are the biological parents, they still have to adopt the child legally. The birth mother or the woman giving birth to the child will and legally has to be named on the proof of life certificate, and a birth certificate may even be issued in her name. After the adoption has been finalized, a new birth certificate will be issued. The fact that there is an adoption process makes a child born by surrogacy ineligible to be in the line of succession. In order to assure that a child born in the line of succession meets the requirements, transparency is required, which means that there has to be a witnessed and signed proof of life document. In the old days, births were actually physically witnessed by designated members of parliament. But since women started going to hospital for the births of their children, that practice became obsolete. However, the births were attended by royally approved doctors, gynecologists, obstetricians, etc., and proof of life documents and even the birth announcements were signed by all attending doctors and specialists. That is, until Meghan and Harry and the birth of Archie. To date, none of us, not a single member of the public, had seen an original signed birth certificate for Archie, or for that matter, any other signed document. Even his christening records are not entered into the usual church register. I have spoken about this so many times, and I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but I have to stress to you that our search for the truth is nothing personal. It is not because we don't like Meghan's face, but because there is a legal issue. The short version is that 1, we the public are entitled to request proof of life and proof of legitimacy, as the monarchy is a constitutional one, and that means they are there for the people and by the grace of the people. And number 2, if those children were not born from the body of the legitimate wife of a legitimate heir to the throne, then a massive fraud had been perpetrated against Great Britain, all the countries of the realm, and the Commonwealth. The longer version is that if the signed documentation has not been received by Buckingham Palace and Parliament, then those children should not have been allowed in the line of succession. There's a rumor that original birth certificate and other documents had been requested but have not been received. So if that is true, then the king should never have allowed for the website to be changed to include the Markle children in the line of succession. Never. So if Tom Jr. is mistaken or he purely took information off the internet, then the only risk is to himself in the fact that he may be sued or lose his channel or both. But what if he is right? Remember that letter you wrote to Harry? He was 100% right. What if he wasn't emotional, but instead calculated and knew that he can't be sued because it is the truth? What then? Yes, Archie and Lily will lose their titles and position in the line of succession, but they are still small and they likely won't know the difference. Harry and Meghan will likely lose their titles and Harry his position in the line of succession because fraud is a criminal act. But what about the royal family? Let's imagine for 1 minute that Tom Jr. did consider what he said and that he has backup for his statement. And no, I'm not talking behind his back. I will tag him in the video. So, what if? Would any, and I mean any of you believe that the royal family, or at least King Charles, did not know? Maybe they didn't initially, maybe they found out too late, but not know at all? No. You can stand on your head and whistle Dixie. I would not believe that they did not know. However, even if they didn't, King Charles should still not have allowed the children in the line of succession or to have titles unless or until he had signed proof of life from the doctor who delivered that child from the body of Meghan Markle. And need I remind you that to date, we don't even know who that doctor was. We all know, as we sit here today, that this is going to backfire big time on someone. But who? This is not going to go away. So many of us had begged the royal family to be honest and transparent. If that child was physically born from Meghan Markle's body, prove it with a signed document. Make the doctor who delivered Archie's name public. How easy is that? That information should be public anyway. But Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace chose to ignore us. The Church of England chose to ignore us. But I think for now, all we can do is sit back and wait. If it is all a lie, then Meghan Markle should sue her brother. If she doesn't, we can safely assume she can't, because going to court, she would have to prove that he was wrong. For legal reasons, I want to reiterate that there is no proof that Meghan had a hysterectomy before or after the birth of Archie and Lily. It is my opinion, like that of many, many others, that the children may have been birthed by a surrogate, but what I had considered evidence has been reviewed by a British barrister and considered too circumstantial to enforce any kind of action. So there you have it. I see Harry will be travelling back to England at the end of the month for the Well Child Awards. So will he be travelling straight from New York City? I wonder. Oh well, we will see when the time comes. Okay, guys and girls, I need to get some other work done. It's time my life steps out of limbo and I get things sorted and in line. So, my dear friends, I want you to please treat yourself like kings and queens and take care of your precious souls until we meet again on the next one. Bye.